this is the place where you come to for help. This is why KKV Valley has come into existence in the first place, so that you, the population, the people that live in KKV Valley, could have a place to go to for whatever kind of problem that you have.
We've grown very organically. I mean, we started out as a small organization, original group of 4 or 5 women from the community whose job really was to go around and gather stories. They were people who were from this place. They spoke the languages of this place. At its heart, they were deep listeners. They would go door to door and find out what was going on in people's lives, the good and the bad. And from those stories, they came back, gathered as a group, debriefed, listened to one another, and understood further what their work was. That still is who we are as an organization. It never stops. It's this iterative process of hearing and listening and then acting. Regardless of sort of what we're dealing with as individuals in our own lives, we've learned how important it is to put aside that for a moment and just be fully present with whoever it is we're working with in whatever role we have in this organization, whether we're an outreach worker in the community, whether we're someone at the front desk helping someone to check in, whether we're a medical provider. It's in those moments of deep listening that we build our connection to this community and we understand the work that is in front of us.
Okay.
One thing that I would really love KKV families to feel when they come to KKV is that they're heard, that they're cared for, that they matter, and that we care about them. And that's why we do our work. That's why we work such long hours. That's why we sacrifice from our time and our family, because we care so much about the families here. And I would want the families of this valley to know that they're in the right place, that they can reach out for whatever they need. And if we don't know, we're gonna do our best to try to find the right connection. We have so many programs at KKV, everything from elder care, youth programs, dental care, medical care. We have a food hub, we have a healthy cafe, we have a nutrition program, a maternal child health program. Every kind of way that you might think that you need support in your life, KKV has tried our best to be that for the community. Even if we don't have the right program for you, we care about you and we might be able to connect you to someone that knows. And we care about the relationship you have to yourself and to others. If there's anything that KKV can do, sometimes we even start a new program because there's a need in the community that we didn't develop a program for before. We're always listening. We're always trying to be responsive. And that's our responsibility as KKV employees, is to follow the legacy of those 3 matriarchs that started this work, that they were listening deeply to the community, going door to door and finding out what people needed. It's our job as KKV staff to continue that legacy, to listen deeply, to figure out what we need as this world changes, and to be able to co-create that sense of health and wholeness together.
When I first started, I didn't have any experience at all because I was a teacher. And when Jory said, would you like to work for me? And I said, doing what? And he said that he is a director of medical. I said, oh, I do not have any medical experiences. And they said, oh, we need teachers to take the message to the community. So that's what we try to do.
We continue to be inspired by those super aunties. Sometimes super aunties are super uncles too. Our leader of our dental program, Dr. David Brees, is one such example, whose story continues to inspire young people who knew him as children in this community, coming and sitting in his dental chair, seeing a man who was so passionate about the health of this community and saying to themselves, I want to come back here and serve this community someday when I'm older. And they're doing that.
It's like what, fourth generations coming here, still coming to KKV. People keep coming back, generations keep coming back. And it's because they feel like this is a place where they're cared for, and they feel like there is the respect, you know, and I think they like that, you know, they're comfortable with that.
That's who we are. We're inspired by those who came before us. We want to know their stories, and we want to find out what is our gift. How are we going to serve this community? We can do that in so many different ways. We are doing that in so many different ways.
One of our super aunties, Merlita Compton, who is the director of our elder care program, was telling me the importance of really putting relationships at the forefront of our work always. Right? And so during the pandemic, we would always check on our patients who are COVID positive while they were in quarantine. And so really the intention of the care packages was to let people know that they weren't alone, that they were loved and cared for. We wanted to feed connections to health, to Aina, to culture, and to the abundance of our community. And it was exciting because over time, these boxes really became symbols of sovereignty for us, right? They were the idea that we could take care of ourselves, we could take care of one another, right? Because that's what matters. Merlita told me, yeah, it's not just a 2-week service. We made a community member for life, right? A family member now. And that happens all the time here.
You know, if you're coming here thinking about serving people, community, it will always come back to you, right? Not only taking care of a group of people, but it will take care of everybody, you know, health-wise and so forth.
There's so many stories of trauma and structural violence, whether it takes the form of racism or poverty, but more so there are stories of coming together to overcome that and to grow stronger. And we know in our hearts what an incredible, vibrant and beautiful and strong and healthy community that we're living in.